So I recently just beat What an absolute masterpiece of cheesy, over-the-top anime-styled goodness. Metal Gear Rising is the pizza and root beer of gaming, and it's genuinely fantastic in almost every sense of the word. After witnessing an assassination at the hands of a shadowy organization, Raiden is thrust into a government plot, where he must stop a corrupt politician from engulfing the free world once more into war. In a tale that involves a bloodthirsty group of PMCs, a smug Brazilian swordsman, a sarcastic AI dog, and a journey of self-discovery. It's a genuinely engaging narrative, with lots of twists and turns and action set pieces of plenty, among the thankfully short-winded philosophical musings from hero and villain alike. It never wastes a second telling the gore-soaked tale that it has, and it's an absolute joyride of an action political thriller. Raiden is an enjoyable main character, managing to blend the seriousness of a mentally broken ex-child soldier with the cheesy goofiness of an anime-style protag quite well. The fresh and returning cast of characters aiding Raiden were fun, especially the eccentric Doctor, and while I did love the Maverick staff a lot, all the villains truly stole the show, with interesting motives, unforgettable personalities and designs, and scene-chewing acting aplenty, especially from the likes of Sundowner and Senator Armstrong. Not to mention that Jetstream Sam was definitely a very enjoyable rival to Raiden. Gameplay is a very basic, but almost entirely satisfying, addicting, and fun spectacle of hack-and-slash entertainment. You beat on your enemies until you weaken them enough to activate your blood-splattering blade mode, or if you prefer a more classic approach, you can use the busted in a good way stealth to take out any target you need. Blocking in-game is generally brilliant, with a very simple input. However, while that was fun, the way the dodge itself was implemented was clunky, and while blade mode is a fantastic spectacle, precisely hitting your targets can be an absolute pain, especially when trying to get the collectible arms from specific soldiers. Also, the VR missions are unfortunate filler that are just not fun to play due to an unfairly strict timer that never pauses, and frustrating objectives that were either horrible combat arenas or awful versions of a platforming game. With Raiden, outside the annoying clunkiness with the ninja run not working as well as it should, Raiden is really fun to play as. Sadly, however, I can't say the same thing for Sam and Blade Wolf's DLC, as those are either obnoxiously difficult and poorly designed, or obnoxiously easy and poorly designed, with no in between, and the only positive thing to them being the novelty that is playing as a different character and the additional story cutscenes. Samuel is unique in gameplay, but his nerf block and trade for a lackluster need for the dodge ability, well, yes, narrative-driven weakness, makes everything take a lot longer, and the lack of sneak attack kills are not made up for by the inclusion of a double jump, and Blade Wolf is just slow and tanky. Graphically, outside of some of the compressed cutscenes, this game looks generally great. Every character has a unique design, and visually, it's just nice to look at. It also runs, most of the time, really well. Not always, especially when in blade mode, but even if it does drop here and there, it does pick up again quickly. I gotta say, audio-wise, this game doesn't have a single bad song. Every track, whether it be instrumental or one of the boss's vocal themes, they are all addicting to listen to. The voice cast do a wonderful job hamming it up, especially Sundowner's VA, and the effects are really good, with nothing ever being annoying or bad. With all that said, even if you haven't played any of the previous Metal Gear games, if you like action games, or just fun games to play, you absolutely have to check this out. It's relatively self-contained outside of some small references and callbacks to the other games. It's short, cheap, and really, it's just so much darn fun to play. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I want to give a big thank you to the show's patrons, my friend Orion Knight for making the wonderful Art of Punish Neat you see in the intro and here, along with in the thumbnail, as well as my friend Alex for touching up on the thumbnail design, and Alexander for performing and doing up the show's intro song. My Patreon and their social media accounts will be in the description, and if you have any comments, questions, or recommendations, please leave them down below, as I read and reply to everything. This is Thierry Williamson signing off until the next video. See ya, guys!